Hello, my name's Gary, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see here, I have the Women's Euro 2025 predictor. This is by The Telegraph, everyone can find it online. I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can give it a go. But I'm going to give my prediction for the women's tournament, so let's take a look. Now, just as I'm getting started here, you need to go back and have a look at my Women's World Cup prediction video because I nailed it. I absolutely nailed it. So stick around. Hopefully, I'm going to get as close on this one as what I did with that one as well. But this is, of course, taking place in Switzerland this year, and there's four groups. There is four groups. Obviously, England are the defending champions, so the Telegraph opens with the headline, can Serena Wiegmann and her England team win back-to-back European titles? And then it just identifies how you select your groups. So you've got Switzerland, Norway, Iceland and Finland in Group A, Spain, Portugal, Belgium and Italy in Group B, Germany, Poland, Denmark and Sweden in Group C, and France, England, Wales and the Netherlands in Group D. So let's get straight into it. Group A is probably the most difficult to predict in terms of who's going to top it. But there's four teams here who I think all of them could actually be a bit of a surprise package at this tournament. Let's say Finland in particular are the outside package, whereas probably Switzerland and Norway are most likely to be quite close and similar in this. It's going to be hard to separate those two out, and Iceland probably somewhere in the middle. I think with that in mind, I think it is a little bit of a toss of the coin here between Switzerland and Norway who tops this group. I'm going to go with Norway. Obviously, with that in mind, they are 2 times previous champions, but with that in mind, I'm going to go Switzerland second, probably then Iceland in third, and sorry Finland, but I think you are probably one of the weaker teams in this competition, but I think you're going to be finished bottom of this group. Over to Group B, Spain, Portugal, Belgium and Italy. This is a very competitive group, very, very competitive, but I am going to go straight in here with Spain at the top. I just feel like Spain are going to be tough. Spain are going to be a really, really challenging team this tournament. After that, though, I think this is an interesting group. Very, very interesting. I think Italy on paper are probably the second favourites, but I can see Portugal or Belgium potentially causing an upset here. I think this may be one of those groups where it might be a bit of a group of death, and I think they may even give Spain a run out, all three of these teams really. So Spain have been drawn in a very difficult group here, despite me thinking that Spain are a very strong team. Having said that, I am going to go with Italy in second, possibly Portugal in third and Belgium in fourth, but I'll be honest with you, I think Spain will go through, but I think it's really a flip of the coin between any of these three teams. I'm just going to edge with Italy myself, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Portugal or Belgium qualify from this group, really, and into the knockout rounds. Moving on to Group C, we've got Germany, Poland, Denmark and Sweden. Now, I think, again, I am going to come straight in here. I do think Germany is going to top this group. I mean, look at that. How many times have they won it? 8 times? Is that 8 times champions? I think they're top in the group. I think they're starting to find the feet again, and they're going to be a potential threat to win this tournament alongside Spain, who I've already mentioned. So for me, Germany top this. Now at this point, I am going to write off my first team here, who a lot of people may be backing, but I'm sorry, I just don't fancy Sweden. I just do not fancy Sweden coming through. Having said that, I do think Poland are the weakest team in this group, so by powers of deduction, you will realise that I'm going with Denmark in second, Sweden in third, and Poland in fourth. Bit of a surprise maybe there. Group D is France, England, Wales and the Netherlands. Now, this is a very tough group for England, and ultimately quite a tough group for me to predict, actually, because England as a team at the minute are so inconsistent. Beat anyone on the day. Obviously, we are defending champions. Great team. But it's just that consistency that has been missing now for a while, really. And it's started to even rear its head in the Nations League that's currently taking place before this tournament. It's a very, very tough group. It is a very, very tough group. And I think, having said that, though, I do believe it's going to be between England and France to top it. Wales, I'm sorry, I think you're getting roundly beaten. You're possibly the worst team in this tournament, just my opinion. Netherlands, though, will cause potentially some troubles for both France and England, but to be honest with you, with England's consistency, I hate to say it, but I'm going to go with France. I am going to go with France to top the group. I am going to give England second place, Netherlands in third, and Wales, I'm sorry, you're going home. The quarterfinals then. This gives us Norway and Italy, Germany and England. We'll come on to that in a second. Spain versus Switzerland and France versus Denmark. Now, let's start over here. Match 25, Norway versus Italy. Tough one to call. Tough one to call. But you know what? I am going to back the Italians. I feel like this may be one of those tournaments that it's the coming of age for a new team in the women's game, and I'm backing Italy to do that. And ultimately, I just think they'll beat Norway. I don't know why. I just feel like at this stage of the tournament, anyway, any results are possible, but it certainly wouldn't be beyond Italy to beat Norway, and that's who I'm going to back, quite frankly. So Italy to go through there. Germany, England, I mean, it's a fantastic game, and it's a repeat, of course, of the final of the last tournament. And do I back the Lionesses here? It's going to be such a tough game. I'll be honest with you, I'm not. And this won't come as a surprise. I just do not fancy us at the minute. I really don't. And I think we're going to struggle. I don't think we're strong enough at the back. I hate to say it. I really do. But I think Germany are going to beat us and get some revenge from that final. Yeah, sorry. I think England go out in the quarters if it goes like this, and Germany make it through to the semi-finals. Match 27, Spain versus Switzerland. Although I think this is going to be a very tough game, I am backing the Spanish. I do think this would still be quite a favourable draw for the Spanish to have in the quarterfinals. And I just think Spain are a top team, and I think they'll have too much for Switzerland on the night. And then finally, France versus Denmark. And again, I think the French, coming off the back of potentially topping our group, potentially a good result against Netherlands as well. I think ultimately in the end, they're going to have too much for Denmark. Yeah, France alongside Italy might be one of those up-and-coming European women's teams, and I just fancy them against the Danish. So that gives us the semi-final of Germany versus Italy and France versus Spain. So Germany versus Italy, I do think, again, even though I'm backing Italy to have a fantastic tournament, I really am, I do think this is the point where they come to the end of the road. I think Germany, off the back of the performance against England, they're going to be performing well. They're going to be on a bit of a streak. And I just feel like experience at this stage of the tournament as well may play a huge factor in this and becoming a little bit predictable. But I just think the Germans are in a good place, and I do back them to make it to the final. The other semi-final, France versus Spain, a tough one. I think this is a potential banana skin for Spain, who would be favourites, if we're being honest. Spain would be favourites for this. Having said that, though, even though they are favourites, and because they're favourites, there's no surprise here, I am going to go with Spain to beat France. But it is one of those where I wouldn't be surprised if France held on, took it to penalties even, something along those lines. But I think just Spain are too good at the minute. And ultimately, that will give us a final of Germany and Spain, who are arguably the two best European teams at the moment. You could possibly chuck France and England in there, but I just fancy these two to make it to the final. And ultimately, it is the 8 times champions versus Spain, who have never won the tournament before. And I just think, again, Spain are going to be world and European champions. I think Spain are comfortably the best women's team in the world at the moment. I include the US in that. And I just think Spain are going to be too strong, and Spain are going to win the tournament. So that's my winners. As you can see on here, 24% of other players also predicted Spain to win. Rather interestingly, 30% are saying England and only 14% saying Germany, which I think is quite surprising, if I'm honest with you. I certainly don't back England as favourites, and obviously I hope I am wrong, but I predict Spain-Germany final and Spain to win it. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Am I being too pessimistic, England fan? Can Serena get a consistent performance out of this team? I just think it's not like the last Euros. Serena doesn't know her best team, and I just think we're going to come up short. Please check back in a few months' time to see how close I was. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'll be covering previews for all the games leading up to the Euros, so this channel is the place to be. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on my next video.